Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, there are just 286 days until Christmas 2022. Oh boy. And this Monday, we've got a lot of things to go through. I think it'll be, this show will actually be part one of many. And we'll get into that in just a moment. There's a few things right off the top I want to get to. We are simulcasting to Facebook at the same time as here in YouTube. And I know that Facebook analytics have been telling me folks are watching over there. That's fantastic. Oh, I am so glad that we're reaching out to more folks. But if you would like to contribute in chat, you'd like to interact with us in chat, please join us over on the YouTube side. This Melon app that we use for live streaming does not take the chat destination from Facebook. So if you'd like to interact with us, join us over here. So appreciate that. A couple of things coming up. One is this Friday, I'll be talking to Captain Pennsylvania, our good friend Captain Pennsylvania, about King Conan the Barbarian. We saw it. The book of Boba Fett was supposed to be like inspired by King Conan. I don't know anything about King Conan, but Captain Pennsylvania sure does. So if you are one of our Patreon supporters, join us Friday. We'll be live streaming that. So join us for that. I've also been talking to Nikki. Nikki, we're going to be doing a Patreon only stream. I've been talking to Al and Labas from the Main Authority, and we'll be doing a Patreon only as well. Lots of that coming up. And then in April 15th, our friend Jason Presson with Polyhedral Paradise, he is doing another charity drive for mental health awareness. And that's super, super important. Very, very appreciative of that. And I see a lot of you in the chat already. We're up to 17. At least my count has that. We so appreciate it. And I want to bring in our guests. On Mondays, we have Jason Ward from Making Star Wars. Thank you for joining us again. Hello.
I'm so sleepy. This time change. What is this?
I know, the worst day of the year for the vast majority of those around the world, or here in North America anyway. I think daylight savings time kicks in different times in some different countries, and then there are some places that don't observe daylight savings time. But man, the Monday after daylight savings time is the worst.
Yes, it is.
The worst.
This is dumb. This is dumb.
It is.
Yeah, we're going to be all tired. 100%. Meg's totally awake right now. She's just gonna get us. I know it.
I know it.
She's on the prowl.
I absolutely hate changing the time. I'm like, let's pick one and stick with it. If you want daylight savings time, fantastic. Let's do that. If you hate it, you want to go back to standard time year round, then fine. I don't care. Just pick one, go with it. I think the majority of folks prefer daylight hours over standard hours. Fine. Yeah. Just Obi, go with it. I just quit jerking the clock back and forth. It annoys me. It annoys me, and I've been campaigning against it for years. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook, my personal page, twice a year I rant, and today is one of those days. Yes. Should have stayed in Arizona. Yes, Arizona doesn't observe the daylight savings time fiasco that the rest of us do. It's terrible. And I know that Congress has a bill to stay on permanent daylight savings, or at least allow states to decide for themselves to do that.
States' rights, man.
That's right. You know me.
States' rights. Come on, let's do it, man.
I'm a states' rights guy. Look, the states right now. The states have two options. You can be permanent standard time, or you can go back and forth. That's your only two choices. I said, give us the third choice. Let us choose if we want to be permanent daylight. Then we can choose states. I don't care.
I like to role play that I'm from an agrarian society. Just can we keep doing it? No, I mean it's just crazy.
Yeah, well, there's that too, and we have a lot of Amish around us here. And my dad, we call them when you help transport Amish back and forth, we call them Yoder toters, right? So my dad is a Yoder toter. And the Amish are asked, they always ask him, is that on English time or our time, right? Because they call us all English. Right? We're non-Amish, we're English.
You're English.
So if Dad needs to pick them up at like 5 a.m.
technology, do that
5 a.m. English time or 5 a.m. our time. So whatever. It's crazy. I hate it. I hate it. So anyway, I feel better. Thank you for allowing the rant.
You're a new man. You have a new glow to you. It's like it's yesterday.
You were saying that your son was having none of it this morning.
Yeah, like I was telling you, like my son every morning before school, like gives me like a big hug, and he's always like, "I'm always like, have a good day," and all that. Anything happens, just let it roll off you. We kind of do the little talk. Send him to school today. I'm like, all right. My daughter gives me a big hug. My son just kind of like does this to me, like walks away, and I was like, all right, bye, Lucio Cartoonza. I started yelling to him, calling him Lucio Cartoonza. I don't know why.
He's not having it.
He's not having it now. He's pretty mad.
Yeah.
He had the Santa rage in him. I could tell. I was like, oh, that boy's dangerous. He's like, he's got the Santa rage inside of him. That's what I'm afraid of.
That's right. So I see we've got Meg, Star Wars Politics, X-Wing, Man on the Moon. We've got all the regulars here. Jedi Jen, thank you all. If you guys could let us do the YouTube things. The YouTube machine, it has rules. And the YouTube machine rules say you got to push the like, you need to subscribe, you need to do the YouTube things. That helps us out.
Lick the bell. Lick it.
That's right. Dan Echo, another regular here, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're one of our giveaway winners for March. I need to get hold of you. Yes, Obi-Wan Kenobi won a prize. So get hold of me. You can send me an email. The email address is in the description here. You guys can contact me that way, and we can arrange to have that shipped out to you. Appreciate it. So
nice work.
Yeah, JC, you're not blue today.
No, I'm not blue. I was also red later on that day when I did the Praetorian Guard thing. Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, let's go ahead and jump into a couple of your articles today. And one of them is the Praetorian Guard one. So you jumped on this. I think it was late Friday.
Yeah, it was actually pretty funny because like earlier in the week, for the last couple of months, actually, I had heard about the Red Praetorian Guards coming back into Star Wars Mandalorian. And I was trying to search out, does this kind of, to me, infer Snoke? It says Snoke is coming. And so I've been trying to figure out, did they build a throne? Is there any kind of hints at that? I did get that the cloning plot line is picked up in season 3, but it's also circumstantial. Then these pictures leaked out onto the internet. Everybody's sending it to me, and it was pretty funny because I'd actually called Bestman Bulletin. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm hearing the Praetorian Guards are back, and that there's these red stormtroopers with Mandalorian style helmets, and they have the weapons, the axes, the nunchucks and stuff with little pink fire coming off of them, stuff that's going to be added, all that stuff. It's all there. The weapons light up just like they did for the Last Jedi, that kind of stuff. So these guys are there, and so I'm thinking that we're going to get Snoke personally, but I don't have that yet. These pictures came out and kind of forced my hand to go like, well, okay, yeah, because people were asking me, is it real? Is it real? And I'm like, oh yeah, that stuff's real.
Well, and like X-Wing put on here, or is it a sect of Mandalorians? And I know that was part of your article as well. And the same with Bespin, right? They were like, it's hard to tell because they look like Mandalorian design. And
yes.
You can clearly see that. But we know that like the Super Troopers from Rebels You see them, and they're wearing that white proto armor, right? They're wearing this kind of thing. For those of you guys, they look very much like this. They've got
Omega's armor
on them.
Omega's armor,
right? Omega's armor, right? They were wearing this, and they were Mandalorians, but they were also serving the Empire.
Yeah.
So could it be? And there are so many things we could go down all kinds of rabbit holes here,
for sure.
But like the whole Siege of Mandalore thing, right? We know that's the primary emphasis of season 3 of Mandalorian, or at least that's what we presume.
Right? Oh yeah, I got some stuff to talk about pretty soon. I'm just waiting, and no pressure to him. Bespin has some stuff that he's going to drop that interface as well. So I'm waiting for the Bespin article to hit, and then I will have some more stuff on that. And one of the things I talked about in a live stream for this was there's a frozen lake on Mandalore, and that there is like a battle on it. And but that has nothing to do with this. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself because you mentioned that. Right. You get me excited, Santa. I start jumping different stories. But what's funny is this picture, if I believe I'm right on this, I could be wrong, but I believe I'm right. And I had a bunch of sources tell me, dude, they're filming in Long Beach. And I'm not even kidding. When I got where it's at, I mapped myself there. It's like 2 miles from where I live. It's like right there. And it's like they're filming this really close to me, but they're filming in a different place. They're using this place in Long Beach to film Din Djarin, whatever it is. By the way, I watched The Mandalorian season 1 the other day, and he literally says, when he takes his helmet off, he says Din Djarin. He says the D. I heard him say it. He said it. But anyways, they're filming this secret filming in Long Beach, and at that secret location, they're filming Din versus the Praetorians. There's some kind of confrontation. Yeah, some kind of like big set, Imperial set with the confrontation.
Well, so I just couldn't help but think of the Super Troopers from Rebels, the Mandalorians who are serving the Empire, and you see this. It looks very, very Mandalorian, but it also with the red, the Praetorian Guard. And you mentioned the red Stormtrooper armor. That's First Order stuff, which we saw the what were they called, the Sith Elite or something like that. The red Stormtroopers from Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, are those Final Order troopers in the end? I don't even know. It barely actually makes any sense. So
it does seem to be bridging or pointing at least towards the formation of the First Order, the sequel trilogy, and all of that. So for the folks that go through a good deal of angst about that, maybe dip your big toe into it, allow yourself to get acclimated to the water temperature before you just go into pure shock when you get thrown into the deep water. So I'm just saying, look, Mandalorian season 3, from everything we see, appears to be kind of pointing towards the establishment of the First Order. We've heard lots of things talking about how the Mandoverse, if that's what you want. Yeah, Sith Troopers, that's it. Thanks, Baymax. Right. So could the red Stormtroopers be Sith Troopers? Could these Praetorian Guard be Mandalorian First Order?
So my working theory at the moment is that these are lower rung troopers, or lower rung parts of this elite guard, right? And then we get to the actual Praetorians. And because I was told that there were Praetorian guards, and then there were guys in Stormtrooper armor with Mando helmets, all red. And so you have them all together, right? So my theory is that Din is going to go up against these guys and fight Snoke, or get to Snoke. A Snoke. Remember, it's not Snoke, there's a Snoke. And they probably, Palpatine probably doesn't just start force choking him and kill him and murder him right then because he probably wants Grogu. I think he's going to need Grogu. I think he needs Grogu's blood for the vampiric resurrection of a body, or for a blood transfusion to keep him alive. Whatever it is he's doing, that's kind of like my working theory on all of this. So that's how I think they're going to allow Din to, in a weird way, go up against a Palpatine proxy, maybe. But that's my working theory. That's not. I don't know.
Right. That's just putting pieces together and making a
model. Yeah.
Right. And Meg, I want to go to Meg's question here.
Meg.
Yeah. Armor Bo-Katan going to be allies?
It's just not.
We're not getting an official answer. No, I think. Look, if we're having a siege for Mandalore, we're going to try a reclamation of Mandalore, and they're trying to gather together all of the Mandalorians. The armor and Bo-Katan would be Mandalorians, and presumably trying to kick the Empire off their planet.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that's very good idea. What you got there, Santa?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Kind of idea, right? They may not be best buds. They may not be linked arm in arm, like dancing.
Okay. I will say this:
through the tulips.
They play with the Mandalorian dogma, if you will, in the season. So as that stuff gets revealed, things will start to make more sense. Does it make sense? That's kind of where I'm going with that. Makes sense?
Yep.
Okay.
It does. Is Gideon under Thrawn? I think all these kind of things we'll see. I think it's too early to kind of get into speculation on that.
And for the record, like, I've heard about a ton of characters, a ton of what's going on in that season, and if Thrawn is in that season, it would be news to me.
So I still think, like, the post Empire period, we saw Grand Moffs or these leaders within the Empire trying to carve out their own fiefdoms, right? They're each trying to take control of what they can. And to me, it seems like Thrawn might be interested in taking part of his, or maybe not, right? I tend to think not, right? I don't think Thrawn has any aspirations to be like that heir to the Empire idea. I don't think he has any aspirations to control the Empire for his own power. Maybe for something tied back to the Chiss, but I just don't see him being in the mix with
I think. Sorry, Santa, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
No. I think the question to ask, though, is, does Dave Filoni like the books that they're writing? Because if Dave Filoni isn't in love with the books, then they will become fun footnotes. At the end of the day, it's long 400 page footnotes to Dave Filoni's Star Wars series. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of where I do think you're right. There's no indication of it of Thrawn playing into this. I would even almost say that it feels like the Ahsoka series and season 3 may be like parallel to each other, which is why you don't have the overlapping of characters at play, but I'm guessing.
Very good. And Barry asked about Kumail Nanjiani playing the droid that was in the trailer. I don't see that the same way I see some people seeing it. In that trailer shot, you see a like stormtrooper kind of dude talking to a droid kind of dude. And then right after that, you see a hand holding a blaster. I think that's the stormtrooper dude holding that blaster, not the droid dude holding that blaster. The reason is that I think the droid's a droid. And so I don't think there's a dude pretending to be a droid, whether that's Kumail or anybody else. There was lots of speculation. Maybe that was Rex, or maybe that was Cody, or right. All those are kind of theories that I just kind of dismiss. I think, no, that's a droid as a droid. And
got a big old droid butt.
The stormtrooper could be anybody, but like somebody in wearing the armor. But I just don't see that, right? That's my own opinion.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, Mike Porter dad joke. We do have Mike Porter dad joke coming. Let's see. We've got some chat is flying by. I'm just trying to keep on top of it, and I see it's going by too fast. Trev, $5 super chat from Trev. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much. Will Kevin McKidd as Finn Rao make an appearance in live action?
What's pretty funny about it is I haven't heard anything about Kevin McKidd like being on set or anything like that. No one has told me that. But there are so many Mandalorians in this next season of The Mandalorian. I would not be surprised if he's not a main part of it. If they're like, oh yeah, he was there. He was this one. He was. You know what that means? We have a secret winner today. What are you giving?
Contractors back.
Oh,
look, we've got.
I thought we were giving stuff away.
We've got cabinets coming today, so it's very exciting. I saw Martin Keeler here trying to trigger me. Did they explain why there are no TVC blurgs? Vintage collection blurgs. All I want to know from all the leaks that you get is, are we getting blurgs in any of the new shows?
San, I'm gonna be really, really honest with you right now. I had scoops about where blurgs were. I've had scoops with blurgs in them, but they never said anything about the blurg. They were just like, yeah, he rides something. So I don't know. I'm the worst blurg source on the internet right now.
I need you to go back to your sources, and I need you to really dig on the blurg story. That's all I need. What do you know? Like, you've been holding back on us. I need to know, right? Forget about Qui-Gon. It's all secondary.
Yeah. Is there a Force Ghost blurg in Kenobi or not?
Right. That's what we really need to know.
we could make a petition to not only fix the Inquisitor's eyes, but we could also do one to have the Eope replaced by a blurg. I think you could do it. I think you can make it happen.
Right? Well, like, why does he need an Eope? Why couldn't he have a blurg?
Yeah.
I just, why? That's so good. And of course, Meg's passion is Yaddle. She keeps asking the same questions I do.
Grogu is Yaddle. Grogu is a Yaddle. Is Yaddle, and she goes into the world between worlds and comes out in the Phantom Menace. It's crazy. It's a whole time loop story. It's wild.
Funny. So there was a couple of other pictures in this article. Yeah, man, he needs to be riding a bantha or a blurg. I mean, just put that out there. Here's the typical like Imperial hallway.
Star Destroyer. Yeah.
Star
Destroyer hallway.
And then I see we got a Jurassic World tie-in. The little ball they ride around is the dinosaurs are chasing them. I mean, that's obviously what that is. Dinosaurs in Kenobi confirmed. No,
I hope Grogu has one of those kids' bowl cuts for this season, so they could ride in it too. Man, yeah.
This is probably an X-wing, a TIE fighter.
No. When I saw it, it definitely looks like it's like almost like it's a turret kind of pod, right? Like the ones we have on the Republic gunships, or the ones that in that Rose Tico's sister, the ones that you have in those ships. But I couldn't really place it. I didn't spend a lot of time on it. I was like, whatever. But it looks like it's definitely something like that.
Right. See, Meg gets it. Welcome to Navarro. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. What do you think the cloners did after they lost the clone trooper contracts? They just started cloning ancient blurgs, bringing blurgs back that have been extinct for a millennia.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I need to go to the theme park. Oh my goodness. So look, that's that article came out, and then over the weekend you came out with this one, and this is the one I wanted to spend some time talking about, is The Princess and the Inquisitor.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
And yeah, it's a park filled with Zillow beasts. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly, Carlos. You guys get it.
Welcome to Zillow Park.
We're on the same line, right? You get it. You get it.
So
you get it.
I woke up today to like a lot of confusion about the article because I didn't like lay it out like in a linear fashion. Leia is sort of ping-ponged back and forth in the story where she is. Bail Organa shows up. Please save my daughter. He does. Then she's taken again. She's taken during a skirmish and then that's what this article is about. Is they've lost Leia and now they have to retrieve her. I knew that they went to that underwater planet or whatever you call it, but I didn't know why. And it wasn't until I learned, so that's where she is. Okay.
Yeah. I've seen that develop in your stories as well. Like when we first started talking about Leia, it was like, she's only in maybe 2 or 3 episodes. But now it seems that
she's in all of it. She's in the whole thing.
Kind of the story unfolds. We're seeing more clarity in, she's going to be throughout, right?
Yes.
But you were careful to point out she's not going to be the kid sidekick. She's not running around with Ben or Obi-Wan, not running around with Ben as his.
Are you my new space daddy? No, she's not. She's not doing that at all. She's not doing that. Yeah, by the sounds of things, she is Leia. She is. I'm going to get, and there's nothing in the story that's made me think like this is the case, but she's just an inexperienced Leia. She's just Leia who hasn't learned everything that we know Leia to know because she's 10, but she's that person, that personality. She's a little boss. She's not like, I don't know what to do. She's not like Grogu's a baby most of the time. And he's just like, I need help. I'm a baby. And then Omega is like, I've never left this room with these weirdos with long necks. I don't know the world. Leia is not that, because I had some people DMing me going, "Oh, is there more of that?" Like I'm tired of that. I don't want that. And I'm like, nah, I think this sounds just like it's Leia. Like, yeah,
and what we see is, and again, just reading your articles, watching your show, which people should do. People should watch MakingStarWars.net, the YouTube channel.
Yeah, subscribe to my dumb channel.
You absolutely should. And but just hearing you and reading, Leia is used as as bait, for the lack of a better term, as a bit of trying to draw Jedi out. And we hear that nice kind of dialogue in the trailer about the Jedi. They can't help themselves. It's in their DNA. They have to, like when there's trouble, they have to come and save the day. Mm-hmm. And so they get this idea, what would work to get Jedi out is we'll go capture this princess. Now, it's not because they know that she's the daughter of Vader. It's not because she's some, they're not revealing that stuff. She's just there's an opportunistic moment where they can take a very prominent politician's daughter.
Yeah.
Happens to be Leia.
And it's my theory that as the series goes on, you're going to have the usual suspects of YouTubers who come out and start kicking up stuff and going like, Kathleen Kennedy has ruined the canon, and here's why. And just stick with me, guys. If they watch the series to the end, it works. They worked it out. There isn't any kind of thing, but you are, I promise you, going to have to endure a lot of those videos as this goes on.
Oh, it's already started. It's already started, Jason. And I'm already seeing them. Meg shared one with us this morning.
Oh, yeah?
It's not Meg's video. Just to be clear, not Meg's video.
No, it was that Meg. It was that Meg. She's such a clickbaiter, She doesn't just report the news. Always has to put her little spin on it.
Every other Meg video's got Kathleen Kennedy with the red eyes.
Yeah, the laser beams coming out of them and stuff. You know?
No.
Yeah, no. Obviously, I'm kidding. Meg's the best. Yeah, no, it's like it is funny though, because it's like you could just critique the show on its own merits, on like where it is failing and like what is going on, but that would be work, you know?
Yeah. Right. And X-Wing's going to do us a favor. He'll make a couple just for us. We can rip X-Wing a new one on the show because he's a friend. You're allowed to do that. No.
Yeah, and X-Wing is hilarious. I went on X-Wing show. I love him. Yeah, he's great.
I do
definitely.
Too. He's
definitely watch
great
the show.
Guy. He's a great guy.
Hilarious.
I really do, and I tease all the time. The only issue X-Wing has is his heart is 3 sizes too small.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's the problem.
We all have shortcomings. We all have shortcomings, and I can see past it because he's a good friend.
He just needs to get the spirit of Christmas in his heart, and then it will increase to normal size, and then he can be one of like the Grinch reformed, right?
Yeah.
So but at this time his heart is still 3 sizes too small, so it's not his fault. It's a genetic issue. What do you do?
It was pretty funny. I usually whenever I hear things, like I'll go into like Wikipedia or something and like, Google it or go to Wikipedia and see if there's any listings on it to see if there's any connections or anything. And I had been sitting on like Nerve for like 8 months or something that it's in the show, and not realizing that it was named in Fallen Order. So I go on his show and I'm like, hey, do you want me to talk about this planet called Nur? And he's just like, that's in Fallen Order. Like, we know it's called that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to do this other thing then. Okay.
Right.
And it was the ship title is the Scythe, the
Scythe,
the Inquisitor ship. Yeah.
From that we see in the trailer. And that's the planet, the water planet is Nur. And so you see that at some point Leia is taken there. And
yes.
From what I gather, she's taken other places during the show as well. And it
Disneyland.
happens to be on.
No, just kidding. No, she's not.
She's taken to Nur and she's being interrogated. And so there's where I was joking this morning on Discord with you and Mark, saying I just need her when Reva comes in to say, aren't you kind of short for an Inquisitor? Right. I would just lose it. Right. Just, giving them some lip.
Yeah. She's interrogated, and like, we see this, like, we see Leia, who is able, we see how she's able to withstand the interrogation on the Death Star. She's been doing this since she was 10. Like, it's old hat to her at that point. Yeah, go ahead, try and get information from my mind. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Which I think is fun. I think it's fun. I think it's like kind of like obvious but fun character building that we could go, oh, I make connections, I'm smart, I like the Star Wars, but it's fun.
Or the Grand Inquisitor comes in and she says, I thought I saw your round head coming down the hall or something.
Yeah.
Like, be completely meta, because people are complaining about the round-headed Grand Inquisitor. I just need for her to be lippy, and that's what I'm joking. I'm joking about something, but that's the kind of attitude that you're saying. She's going to be her kind of bossy, preteen kiddo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. She's
not taking any guff from anybody.
Yeah. I want to roll that back because I don't want people to go, oh, she's going to be a wild preteen kind of thing. I don't want to. I'm just saying that it sounds like the performer is playing Princess Leia. She's just 10. Like, I guess that's the best way I can put it. You know what I'm saying? Is that like she doesn't, isn't some event where she gets her attitude and her, Carrie Fisher style, like, punk rockdom, like that is her. And like, so supposedly the actor and the way it was written and directed is completely on that level. And so when she's being, interrogated, she gives the crap right back to Reva. She doesn't just sit there and take it. It's it sounds good to me. Honestly, it sounds fun, and the interrogation came up a bunch of times recently, and I was trying to like make sense of it, because at first I was confused, because I knew that Reva interrogated Leia, but I was like, how does that make any sense to the spice den? And they don't do the kidnapping. They supposedly hire thugs to kidnap her from day one. So I couldn't really put it together, and then I was like, wait a minute. And then I approached some sources, and they were like, yeah, she's on Nur. Nur is an important setting for the middle episodes. And it's like a hidden fortress kind of thing, and there's a whole escape or a whole rescue that's set up, but where Kenobi has to go in, and I'm pretty sure that leads to to the first encounter with Darth Vader.
Yeah, and so that's here. You're saying also that it's not that Reva is taking her place to place. That Kumail is passed off. She's passed off to Kumail at one point. Yeah, and he is another one of the. Is he an Inquisitor, or is he a Jedi rescuing her? What's it?
Not yet. We're getting ahead. We're getting ahead of me right there. But the actor Kumail Nanjiani is, I believe, with her on this, or with him on this mission, and it sounds like he is continually one of the people who takes Leia when Leia needs to be with someone. They doesn't just leave her by herself like a princess sitting, on a corner someplace. So he's kind of like the handoff person.
Right. So again, Carlos is asking the question about Kumail, that droid.
Okay, I give up. Yeah, he's a robot man. He's a robot dude. He's a cool robot dude. He's a robot party dude.
I don't think he is.
Robot party dude.
My opinion, no, I don't think he is. I don't think he is. And Meg's asking the question. You see the earbud advertisement. I did recently buy these earbuds. These are Galaxy earbuds.
Beats by Dre. Got some Beats by Dre.
No, these are Galaxy Bud 2s. But anyway,
they're pretty tight. They're pretty tight. They're pretty lit.
They're white, so they kind of hide behind the beard, and when I'm wearing my Santa hat, they've kind of mix in, and so folks don't see them online. So
the little kid's like, Santa, all I want for Christmas is my mommy back, and you're like, oh, okay, sounds good, and you're like listening to ELO or something.
Right.
Sorry.
So yeah. Well. Doesn't that go with? It does. It goes with the story. We'll be reading it a little bit when they were doing some of the shoot that there would. Oh no! I just rewatched the Making of Star Wars documentary on Disney Plus, and there was a point where they were in the radios. Every now and then they would get a crossover of music coming into the radio, and Mark Hamill one time he responded to the music, and he's like, "Whoa, I can hear like Led Zeppelin or whatever." And they're like, "Mark, could you not mention that? We're shooting, right? Like now we got to go redo it." Like Led Zeppelin is not in universe. You just can't be bringing that up. Very funny. So anyhow, there is a prison break of sorts, and this is where you think that the first duel with Vader could be. Let's read. Use your reading skills. It says in here, may be sparked, maybe, could be, possibly, right? Because again, people don't read.
Because I was told that at the second or the first duel is primarily on a ship of some kind. And it's like it's sort of like a in transit, and so it sounds like to me that they may leave either they leave Nur on that ship, or they're trying to escape, and then that's where it ends up going from there. And this is speculation on my part because I don't know. I can't say yet for certain, but I want to learn about those escape pods from the trailer. And could those escape pods from the trailer have something to do with the end of that fight? Maybe throwing that out there.
Meg's chat.
What did Meg say?
Again, her autocorrect cracks me up sometimes. She says, "I went to dinner with Jimmy and Robert from Led Zeppelin as a baby. Apparently, my dad was clone with them.
That's how you know
So
there's
there
too
you
much
go.
Star Wars. Yeah,
Meg. It's confirmed. Meg's a clone. That's
whole lot of Meg. Whole lot of Meg.
There's been a lot of speculation about Meg's true identity. She let it slip here. Meg is a clone.
Mm-hmm.
Meg is. She said her dad is a clone. So her dad is a clone. Wouldn't that make her Rey? Meg is her real identity. Is
Meg Skywalker. I think that's she can do it. She has permission.
Yeah. I just figured it out. If Meg's dad's a clone, then it only logically follows that she is Rey. There you have it. Meg.
Stairway to Megan. No. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So the first duel could be during that prison break, and this is where Kenobi and Vader first go with it, right?
That's where I have it right now when I lay out all the stuff that I know, and that's about where I have it kicking off, and and like the one thing I do know is that the first fight doesn't go well for Kenobi, is that he basically loses. He loses in one episode. The next episode, he goes back, and then that's when he starts to strategize about how he's going to keep this little punk.
Excellent. And Trucker Mark, another winner. Trucker Mark.
All right.
You are another one of our March prize giveaway winners. And so I need to get your contact information. You can find my email address in the description here or in the channel in the About page. Send me an email with your address and the information so I can ship to you the prize you won. So congratulations on that. We were super excited when your name came up in the drawing on Friday. So we're excited to see you here.
And if you read the fine print, if you don't give Santa the information by the end of the show, I get all of the stuff. That's the fine print. I just decided that. No,
I'm teasing with Meg. You guys tell that. So you guys get it, and I'm trying not to respond to X-Wing there. Identity theft. It's not identity theft. Rey took on the look. I'm not a fan of her taking on the Skywalker last name, but she was given kind of the nod from Luke and Leia. That
they said go ahead, open up some credit cards. Go ahead. They don't care. We're Ghost. We don't care. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So the duel with Vader, again, just going from your stories. The first one doesn't go so well for Obi-Wan, and from there, then he goes back and he kind of reassesses, recenters. And is that when he first gets his interaction with Qui-Gon, or is that during the second battle? The first?
It's I think I believe he calls out to him, gets nothing back. Then during the second battle is when Qui-Gon begins to come up in the ear, and then to guide him. And then in the final episode is when he returns home, and then we see the ghost of Qui-Gon.
Perfect. Yeah. So there you have it. It's going to be, look, the more and more we learn about this, the more excited I get. And I think it's going to be an absolutely fantastic series. We have 6 episodes, and it should be great. Meg, serious question. Any clue to whatever happened to the rumors of Maz Kanata being in something?
No, I mean, I think they were just probably wrong. And if we want to give them merit, like I said, I'm not saying I think Maz Kanata is in Cassian. I have no. Yes, yeah, of course. Of course. But what I am trying to say, puppy dog, is that
Oh, you froze. He froze. He'll come back. You're back. You're back. What you're trying to say is, go ahead. And now we got no sound at all.
Are you serious?
Now you're back. All right, go. Go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can. Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, it completely messed up my this is why Melon and me do not get along anymore, and we're breaking up. We're breaking up.
Right.
Okay. There we go. All right. Can I hear you now, Santa?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't. I could barely hear you now. This thing is.
I could hear you really good right before the last thing you did.
It's so messed up. I can't even hear you. But basically, there's a castle set. I think the castle set was misconstrued as being Maz Kanata's, or they were trying to say it was Maz, or somebody thought it was Maz Kanata's, or it could be. And then the rumor mill got started, and now we got Maz Kanata in everything, when she's probably in nothing.
Right.
Okay. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
No, I can hear you great. Everything's good.
I can just see your lips moving.
Okay. All right. Jason will be right back. So I want to, as we get ready for Jason to come back, I'll keep following the chat, and any appearance of her castle is definitely going to sell Lego sets. I think for me, it's the same sort of thing that we get with anytime you see a stormtrooper. It must be Rex, or we've been waiting so long to hear something from Cody. Commander Cody. There's every time anything comes up with Kenobi, people want to see the Commander Cody come back in. So that is part of it as well. Oh, there we go. So Jason's back. Let's see.
All right.
It's all good.
I'm back.
So
I am back.
Do kids still buy toys? Not as much. Mostly it's video games. And like trading cards, like oh shoot, it just went blank.
Pokemon, a Pokemon toy.
Pokemon, yeah, like Pokemon stuff like that. Some of them buy Legos. So Legos, they ask for a lot. Again, as a Santa Claus and hearing kids ask for things, mostly it's those kind of things. They ask for video games, they ask for Legos, and they ask for the trading cards like Pokemon and in the other types. So not a lot of characters. Most of those are coming from collectors. There is a character called Aquil Vance in Kenobi. Mind asking Jason about this? Aquil Vance.
I'll get back to you on that
Aquil Vance?
I'll have to get back to old Aquil question. Yeah, that one. When yeah, I haven't heard that name. Doesn't mean it's not somebody that I know something about, but I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, I'm not either. And there's another rumor that Jason is chasing down that I was told about last week, and I sent it to him. So there are some rumors that are coming to us, and then like either to me or to Meg or others, and then say, hey, could you ask Jason about this, or could you ask Jason about that? So my recommendation is subscribe and get notifications to makingstarwars.net.
That'd be good.
Then you will know all the things. You'll know all the things as Jason's able to share them. And I do know that Jason, you have other information that you are sitting on, and you are releasing it over time. So
yeah, I have a story coming.
All of it out in one great big, bundle. It's kind of weekly, or
I'm trying to fill it in, and like, I mean, like you could see like when episode 9 came out. Like if you look, I'm just saying, I don't mean this in like a competitive way or anything like that, but there was this other person who just put out like bullet points. Oh, they go to here, then they go to here, then they do the. And I was like, no, my articles were writing about what was going on. So that's what I try and do. Yeah, I'm sitting on like it's like a big egg. I'm like a hen. No, but yeah,
So
I have
When
today.
is your
Today.
Today?
Today.
Oh,
Today. Today. Yeah, I have one plan for today, and then I'm going to meet with some sources and talk about what Santa mentioned to me with them, and be like, what am I missing here? And then so there is stuff. There's stuff coming today, at least, for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So follow makingstarwars.net, like, subscribe, get all the notifications, turn all of them on, because it gives you the option. Do you want all the notifications? Do you want some of the notifications? None of it. You want all of the notifications. Makingstarwars.net. And then you go to his website, makingstarwars.net, and you bookmark that thing. And
Please.
then you, especially in the next, say, hour, you should go and hit refresh.
Yeah.
Frequently, because he is going to hit, publish, and then you'll be right on top of it when the new leaks come out. How about that?
Right. Right. Yeah. Today's story. You're gonna find it. I think it's. I don't go into detail about why. I explain why it's funny, but I don't go into like details about like all of the bits. But I think people will enjoy it, and it's something kind of ridiculous. And then it plays into something very important at the same time. So I think it's great.
Awesome. As ridiculous as Grogu piloting a mech?
No, that is
okay.
Bespin Bulletin ran a poll on that. And it was like, I hope I'm not doubling the numbers. I can't remember. I might be doubling the numbers, but 4,000 people hated it and 4,000 people loved it. I think it could have been two.
Nice.
I think but it was like really split. I'm with thousands of people. And yeah.
Meg wants to. Yes, Jason is dropping something on us today.
I am.
Today, it's happening. And X-Wing wants a job. He's.
I'd rather fix fridges than deal with these people. Honestly, no, I'm kidding. Not these people, but.
You notice X-Wing doesn't ask for Santa for a job because he knows he'd have to live here at the North Pole and make toys all day.
It's like living in a giant refrigerator.
That's right.
Yeah, it's not what he wants.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Hey, David Tree from All the Cool Stuff is here. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, Meg, if you need a writer, hit me up. Oh, there you go. Now the job applications are coming in.
Yeah, Meg, if you ever want to write anything, if you're ever like, I feel like just writing something, by all means, just send it to me. I'll put it up. I'll be like, Star Wars Big wrote this.
So something we wanted to kind of talk about, and I think this will be this will go over several weeks for us to discuss all the points of this article, because there's a lot to unpack here. And as we mentioned earlier, there's been some stories already coming out where people are like reading this and twisting the information, and they're creating straw men of panic in the streets. Like this terrible thing's going to happen because Kathleen Kennedy said something.
Well, it's people not understanding what character progression is. Like it's okay if you don't like the Last Jedi. It's okay if you hate it. But but if you criticize like Luke in episode the first 10 minutes of that, and then deny what he is in the last 10 minutes of that is disingenuous.
Yeah, there you go. Star Wars politics. I just saw this today. I saw this. Any leaks about Reva turning to the light and helping Kenobi in the end? Let's. I mean, I don't know that I would. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Reva in the end. There's things
I know. I'm just not saying right now.
Yeah, there's things I can speculate on and share from my own perspective, but I'll just we'll wait until we have something more concrete.
But yeah, what you're bringing up is that it like you have to have a starting place for a character. If Obi-Wan Kenobi is exactly 100% Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars, or if he's the beaten down guy, and then it never changes, there is absolutely no story. It is a character existing on screen in front of you with no progression.
Right.
That's the and so they're making it sound like it's like, oh, it was dark and now it's not. Listen, guys, I knew a lot about the earlier stuff that was going on with the Kenobi story as it started.
Yeah.
Because I knew everything from 9. If you think I knew everything from 9, I didn't know everything from Kenobi. Just gonna throw that out there that I did. Okay, and
Yeah.
trust me, I someday all the stuff will be available because it's inevitable. You will, and when that happens, people will see it was dorky. It was a hell of a lot dorkier than what we ended up getting. And he is down, but then he gets his mojo back. It's Rocky. It's like people love the Rocky story, you know? He's like, he's trying, he's just doing his best. And then so it's about overcoming. It's not about making everything so happy and like that's not the story, Kathleen Kennedy. Kathleen, don't you even know what company you work for? Let me tell you how story structure works, Kathleen Kennedy. I know you've only been producing movies since I was a sperm, but let me tell you how story. It's like, you sound dumb. You sound high. It makes no sense. I can't. These people. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Verto Baron again. Barry's bringing up Verto Baron. He's heard of someone called Verto Baron.
Verto Baron.
There you go. I don't know.
Yeah.
So again, we hear something about that. We can get it. So, I'm seeing stories come out of this. People have such a white hot hate for Kathleen Kennedy that if she says something, then then all they can do is rage about it because she said something. And the video that Meg shared with us this morning from another content creator who has over 300,000 subs, by the way, this other content creator is saying, oh, Kathleen Kennedy's fingers are all over this. She's involved in a project, so therefore it's going to be terrible. And so then it just starts making presuppositions that content is going to be a certain thing because of their take on that. And all I can say is like, let it play out. Like, you don't need to come up with things. No, I'm not going to name Dan Echo. Not going to do it.
And I haven't seen it. I didn't see the chat that you guys were having. So I don't know anything about it for the record. But
we can share it with you offline. But I don't want to flame out other channels. I'm not going to mention another channel that way. But what I thought I would do to kind of deal with this is let's just take a look at the article. Why don't we talk about the article and see what it actually says versus trying to, read things into the story that aren't there. And we can kind of fanboy over this as we go along. Yet it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So the article here, and it's quite a long article. And again, it's almost coming up on 1 hour already. So we just have a kind of a minute to kind of jump into it. And why don't we do this? Because I know you've got an article you're going to publish, and no matter how many times you proof it, there'll still be typos. That's how it goes. I know this about you.
It's true.
We're friends now, and so
No, it's true. I used to be a really good editor. I went to grad school. I had to read 500 pages a week, and now I read like so fast. I just look boom right through it.
That's so
terrible.
So I will give a bit of a TLDR on this, Matt. I think we could do a TLDR on the story, but then we are going to need to drop into it in some detail because there's a lot here to talk about. Let me just kind of go through a little bit. And we were talking about the Kathleen Kennedy hate and that specifically. So let me kind of get through here. Again, there's some fantastic stuff in this article. I've got the link to it in the description here. And by the way, this print edition goes on sale the 18th. So this week, and it's the last time they're printing an Entertainment Weekly. So how cool is it for Star Wars fans to be able to get the very last Entertainment Weekly, unless they do like Tom Brady, and then next month decide they're going to do another one. No.
Well, the one thing I wanted to add though is that if that film had come out with and just as the film that she put the kibosh on, then they would be saying that that she should have taken the time and had a rewrite. She should have taken the time and brought in some people who could do it. So it's just it's a grift of saying whatever the opposite is of what's happening is. It is. It's just to make a not, the hamster wheel of content just continue to turn.
Well, I agree with
whether it's accurate or not.
And you remember there's a couple of years ago, and I don't know if you were the source of this or not, but Josh Lucas, Den of Nerds, was talking about an early script for the Kenobi movie, and Kenobi didn't even show up in the movie until like the third act, like towards the very end.
So stupid. I don't know who said that. That was never true.
Okay.
That is what? No.
Okay. Okay. Well, there you have it.
Gosh, call me. Let's party, dude, because you got the coolest drugs. whoever you know, you guys party. I know that much. Because that was never a thing. That was never, ever even a thing at all.
But wait, you say it was a thing then?
No. Yeah, no.
So it was totally
the internet. The internet. It's breaking my brain. It's killing me, Santa. I'm becoming a Force ghost. Santa, I'm going to become one with the Force right now. I can feel it. It's starting to happen.
So this is, I so much wanted to say. So you're saying it was a thing. So I can't stop. So we go back here, and again, there's a lot of content for this or context for it. It says while the movies may have been put on Hoth level ice, it was talking about coming out of Solo, right? And they talk about the things that could have been contributors to Solo's performance. Coming out of that, it says that all those projects were put on Hoth level ice, right? So they were just, and we heard that as well. Like the Kenobi movie, Solo didn't do so good.
I'm a ghost.
Officially a Force ghost. It just happened.
I gave up. Honestly, I died of a broken heart. I believe it happened. The internet broke my heart today. I finally just had too much.
So we know that was caught up in some of that, and everybody heard like Kenobi project hold. Solo didn't do well. They're reevaluating what's going to happen. And
now, if they made a Boba Fett movie and he wasn't in it for like, that would be something. Oh wait, that did happen.
It says that's when Bob Iger decided to take on Netflix. It says when Bob Iger was very specifically said, we're going to start to shift our priority to making series for Disney Plus. We're launching a streaming service. So this happened right after Solo didn't perform well. All the movie projects were put on ice except for the sequel trilogy. All these anthology movies are the one-offs. It says it shifted our strategy, says Kenny. We started to look at opportunity in the streaming space where we could do long-form storytelling. We realized there's an opportunity to experiment in this space without the level of scrutiny that happens when you release a feature, especially when you only release a feature every 20 years, right? Like,
yeah,
it becomes super, super important. And so it talked about creating the Mandalorian, Boba Fett.
But it was great. It was adorable though at the end when she thought they would get less scrutiny for doing anything. That was kind of adorable on Kathy Kennedy's part.
Right. Because they are certainly still getting plenty of scrutiny.
If you want to talk about that, is our summer child Kathleen Kennedy quote of all time, right there. If we want to really laugh at her ever, that is it.
Well, it goes. Again, we need to kind of go through the whole article here because there's some great stuff where she talks about the level of scrutiny and she talks
Yeah.
about how important it is. But so it says, as the crew came together, worked towards a 2020 production start date, she became concerned with the direction of the scripts. And this is what I keep seeing this getting twisted into some other kind of story. Well, let's just read what she said, right? It says, we're ultimately looking to make a hopeful and uplifting story. That's all people need to know. Kenobi's woke. The end.
Yeah. No,
that's not what she said. That's not what she said.
No. No. What she said is that you have these Star Wars stories, but what we want are your children who are boys to become girls and your girls to become boys. That is the overall Lucasfilm agenda, and we are going to succeed. We are going to succeed. No, it doesn't make any sense, does it?
It's not what she said,
and it's not what she said at all.
It's tricky. It's tricky when you're starting with a character in the state that Obi-Wan would be coming off of Revenge of the Sith. It's a pretty bleak period of time for him, right? For Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
You can't just wave the magic wand with any writer and arrive at a story that necessarily reflects what you want it to feel, right? And then believing an overhaul was in order, Kennedy temporarily shut down production, pushed back the start date, and then hired a new writer, Joby Harold, to take over, who had been hired for the movie adaptation, right? This was a character that's always been a minor obsession, says Harold. And when I heard it was a character they were exploring, I very aggressively told them all the things I thought they should do. It says the new story crafted by Harold and Chow, 10 years after, we know this kind of stuff. He's a broken man after what happened in Jedi Order. Also what happened to Anakin. He lost him to the dark side. He feels enormous responsibility and guilt. I want to keep going down because
without going into it too much, I believe that the original story, the original film, that took place much closer to Revenge of the Sith. And the reason was that if it was a successful film series, they wanted to be able to make more. It was not a good idea. It wasn't the best idea for the story at all. So when they come aboard and what they do, it becomes much better, from what I understand.
Yeah. And here Chow is talking about the plot made it into Obi-Wan Kenobi 2.0. This is sort of what they call the show, is Obi 2.0. Chow notes, we inherited some of it, really made some significant changes, add a few different elements. Meanwhile, this is what's important. Meanwhile, an internal debate was raging over whether to dare bring yet another larger-than-life character out of retirement.
This is BS right here.
Well, it says they were talking about Vader, blah, 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 blah. The debate about whether we should do that or not carried on for quite some time, Kennedy reveals. Everybody within our creative team has strong opinions. All the fans have strong opinions. And that's where she's acknowledging, like, look, they have strong opinions. We're going to do this on a streaming series. They have strong opinions. You realize you're under that level of scrutiny. Certainly a story point like that's going to be scrutinized at a very high level. We talked about it constantly. That's the creative, right? There's the creative team, the including Filoni. I saw that video. It says Filoni has no involvement in Kenobi. I think what we're seeing here is that at Lucasfilm there was an internal concern among the creatives that they do it right.
Yes. Yeah. The one question I have from this article when I see that is, are they making it sound like Darth Vader wasn't a part of it until this current one? Because Darth Vader was in every iteration of this that there ever was. I had heard about that. I had seen concept art for Darth Vader from the film, like back right after 9 came out. Like that has always been something. So when I read that, I don't know if that's Entertainment Weekly or if that's them kind of trying to like make it sound like Vader came in later.
Yeah, we'll get fully into it later. I just wanted to this is the part that kind of drove me to this. I've been seeing videos about how they wanted to make it optimistic. They wanted to do this. They wanted to do that. And people reading into it and creating straw men about, they're going to make this, lighthearted and fluffy. That's not the case.
Yeah.
Right. And there's arguments that Filoni wasn't involved. He doesn't touch it all. This is completely Kennedy's job. Kathleen Kennedy's fingerprints all over this. Kathleen Kennedy is making this terrible. This whole series is going to suck because Kathleen Kennedy, and it's just this white hot hatred for her, which I understand comes from part of the fandom. And it's like, okay, I sort of get your frustrations with her. I have my frustrations with her, but I think you guys are being ridiculous. Your rant just a little bit ago is absolutely on point. Like, look, hey, Bespin Bulletin made it in. Hello,
Bespin. I died, and you could have all my scoops because I don't need them anymore. I am part of this world anymore. I'm a Force ghost again. There was a rumor, Bespin, that they made an Obi-Wan Kenobi script or a movie or whatever. They were going to make one, and Obi-Wan Kenobi doesn't come for the first 2/3 of the movie. Is that what it was?
Like not until the very end, right? Like at least, right. He's not even in it until the third act.
Right? I'm dead. I died of a broken heart. Now I'm just a ghost. I don't know if you could see me. Santa could see me because he has hope. But if you have hope, you could see me.
Right. So look, I think that we saw everybody in the creative team had strong opinions, and they were all working on it. Right, there was concern. They wanted to make sure that it was X-Wing. So there's a job opening.
Yeah.
So good. Look, I think that, and again, I look forward to kind of getting into this article and going through it in detail with you. I just really wanted to address some of the things that are coming out from some content creators that have hundreds of thousands and more, significantly more subscribers, who are I think disingenuous in creating fear and concern over this series. I'm very optimistic about it. It seems like they took it very, very seriously. They hired a writer who has a deep passion for Kenobi, wanted to see it done correctly, and that the whole creative team on there were having very spirited and involved discussions about it. Right. So it's just calm down. Let the content come to you. And there's a lot more to unpack out of this story about Reva, Reva's character, the Hayden and Ian working together. Like all of this stuff is, right.
There is. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, this is the story I was talking about. Josh was saying the movie. This was an early script of the movie, was going to be about ISB agents searching for Kenobi, and they find him in the last 10 minutes. Like Kenobi's not in it until the very last 10 minutes of the movie. That was the original. That was the.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Not a thing.
Just no. No. Not even kinda.
No. So I do want to get into this article. We've gone a little bit long today, and there's some great things to unpack from the article. And I think as we go through it and we discuss it, folks will kind of get an idea of, just a difference in how people read content. And then, I tend to be very, very optimistic about things. My wife accuses me all the time of walking around with my rose-colored glasses on, right? I'm a glass half full all the time kind of guy. So look, I understand that about myself, but I want to have the discussion because I think there's some value to be had in going through the actual story.
Got it.
Okay. So, hey, Sheev made it in he said, you can't please everyone in Star Wars, but you can try to make a story you like. Yes. And I think the same is with Kenobi. There are going to be people who are going to have issues. Trucker Mark, I'm driving now, so he can't connect by phone or social media. Yeah, that's fine. Trucker Mark, when you get a chance, in the description of this video, there's a link to the Discord that we use. There's also a link to my email, and you can contact me either way. So you just reach out that way. That's the best way.
Hey, Trucker Mike,
Yeah.
when you're like driving and you need to find a restroom, do you say, I got to squirt in the dirt? Because I heard a trucker say that one time and I was like, that's so cool. Squirt in the dirt.
Well,
and I like that
know
because
there's-
I don't leak, I squirt as well. As a spoiler person, so I will squirt in the dirt. So I don't know, just throwing it out there.
I know that there are containers that are left by the road that have been repurposed for those kind of things. So it's a big problem. So
hey,
you guys,
somebody left a full beer here on the side of the road.
don't
do it.
Don't eat the yellow snow. Don't just put it that way. Oh my goodness! So, Jason, again, thanks for being here. And you guys, we'll jump into this article more as time allows, because there is a lot of really, really good content in here, and all the concern that Dave and John that had nothing to do with it. That this is all woke agenda. Kathleen Kennedy pushing her, agenda on Star Wars, I think is misplaced.
Did you hear about how it has a new subtitle though? It has a new title, Kenobi.
Oh no,
it's called They, a Kenobi Story. Yeah, and in it they go, oh, what is he doing here? And he looks at the camera and he goes, they.
I will say the last High Republic novel I read, somebody was non-binary in there, and as I'm reading through it, it would refer to them as they all the time, and it kept confusing me. Look, I'm an old dude. And so when I see they, I think it's more than one person.
Right.
But apparently it's not, it can refer to just one person. Like,
sure.
And, I understand if I say, I was talking to Jason, he said they were at the store last week. I understand that.
Woke. You're woke. You said that. You're woke. Woke agenda. Kathleen Kennedy bot. Shill.
Oh my God! So, look, you've got another. You're dropping a leak on us today. Get your umbrellas out.
Bespin just dropped something too about Mando.
I heard
3, and
I saw that in the chat. That Bespin Bulletin just dropped another thing on Mando season 3 and the Mandalore. Right? I saw that in the chat. So go check out Bespin Bulletin for sure. And makingstarwars.net, there will be an article coming out with some leaks in there. Like I said, get your umbrellas out because it's coming. It's going to be raining leaks.
Raining. No, I don't leak. I squirt. I told you.
So today's guest, you're going to have Sketchy Rob.
Yeah, old Sketchy Rob and Mac. I think Rob and Max are with me today, and supposed to start at 11. I got a little something to do before then, but so I might be a little bit late today. I might be a little baby bit late.
Okay, well we've got a Mike Porter dad joke.
Yeah,
it's Star Wars related, so you guys brace yourselves. Mike Porter dad joke. How could you tell the Supreme Leader was high? Because he was up in Snoke. Mike Porter.
Still Snoke. All these years.
Michael J. Bartholomew Porter is a legend. Indeed, he is. Indeed, he is. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. And everybody in the chat, you have been wonderful. I wish I could address more of them, but I truly, truly appreciate it. Please do the YouTube things. Like and share this out. Let folks know what we're doing here. Jason, I look forward to catching your show here in just the top of the hour. Oh, it's coming up. It's coming soon. You guys take care. I hope you have a wonderful day. And until next time, my friends, ho, ho, ho. May the force be with you and Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. Hot dang!
talking through the news from a galaxy far away. Toys and book reviews, positivity all the way. Come and join the fun, subscribe and like away. Movie news and show reviews, it's like Christmas every day. Oh, Star Wars Santa, Star Wars Santa, the Star Wars Santa Show. Oh, what fun it is to chat on the Star Wars Santa Show. Oh, Star Wars Santa, Star Wars Santa, the Star Wars Santa Show. Oh, what fun it is to chat on the Star Wars Santa Show. Ho, 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 ho. Hot dang, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat tonight on the Star Wars Santa Show. He can feel your presence. So join the chat, loosen up and have some fun with Star Wars Santa.
I see it, Wentz. Good work.